Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie. I'm a personal trainer and I wanted to bring you a series of deep stretches that you can do basically any time really. They're great for after really tough workouts, especially if you do a lot of HIIT workouts or any kind of weight or strength exercises, just because our muscles do get very, very tight. And it's very good to help them recover by stretching and letting them lengthen a little bit as well. I absolutely love working with people on mobility. I do a lot of mobility training with people because everybody needs it, especially hips and shoulders. And hip stretches are very, very important, not only for people who are active, but even if you're sitting at a desk all day, your hip flexors especially can get totally out of whack. So let's get started. You can do this at home. You can do this in the gym. You don't even need a mat or anything really for it, just a comfortable space. And a lot of these poses are actually inspired by actual yoga poses. So if you've never tried yoga before, just be kind to yourself and don't worry if you're tight. Eventually you will open up over time the more you do it and the more that you just breathe and relax. So our first stretch is a pigeon pose, and this is also called hurdler stretch. So for pigeon pose, the easiest way to get into it is to start on all fours, and you'll come into a plank. From there, take one knee forward right in front of you, and you want your shin bone to be as parallel to the front as possible. You're going to come down and try to sit almost equally on both hips, which is very, very hard to do. You want to flex that foot that's in front, and on the back end, you see my foot is either flexed or you can lay it flat on the ground. All of your toes are pointed down, and the toenail part is right on the ground if you want to leave it like that. Some people like their foot flexed. So it kind of is just what works for you. The front part is very, very important. So again, if you are tighter, kind of like I am today, your shin bone is not going to be as parallel like that, right? So you can walk your foot in closer a little bit and just make sure that you do feel something going on the back side of that hip and into your glute. Flex your foot for protection, and you're going to start up. Take a big breath, and then you could stay up here if you're feeling a lot and it's very intense, or you can even lower down onto your forearms or even onto your head. From the side, looks a little bit like this. So again, start on all fours, come up into a plank to take one leg forward, and then see how my knee is bent. It won't go all the way straight, and it's better that way anyway. And try to prevent yourself from collapsing onto one hip. So think about this side, spinning the knee in towards the midline of the body, and even spinning the hip in towards the midline of the body. So kind of like turning and adjusting that is going to keep you in proper alignment, and so that you actually feel the stretch. And again, staying up or lowering down. If this is way too difficult for you, a modification is taking your leg just to the side, bending it, and so you kind of look like a zigzag. And so you can stay up here in that, or you can even lower down. So that's two options for you. And they're both an excellent stretch that targets the back of the leg. So you'll feel it here, back of the hip, and your glute. Really important to release the glutes, especially when we do stuff like squats and lunges, which really, really hammer that muscle a lot. And so it's good to give it a little bit of a stretch. So again, hold this for about 30 seconds to a minute, and you really want to stay and just breathe into it. So what I mean by that is really allowing yourself to relax. So when you have yourself all set up and you decide, you know, is my foot going to be flexed or is it going to be down? So flexed or down. And then am I going to walk myself forward? So when you stay here, you really just want to think about relaxing the back of your leg there on the side that you have forward. You really just want to just breathe and just let everything go and just let everything be. And this is a very intense stretch. It's a very, very deep stretch for the hips, but it is really, really, really beneficial. So just think about releasing, just relax. And do, you know, 30 seconds to a minute is like maybe like 5 or 6 breaths. So just breathe, let it out, let everything relax. And then after a while, you can, you know, again, switch sides. So do both sides, even it out. And then from there, another one of my absolute favorite stretches. So these are some of my favorite stretches to do. So what you'll do, this is for your IT bands, so the fiber that runs down the side of your leg, and also a little bit of the hamstrings. I don't know what this is called, so I don't know if there's like a specific name for it. If there is, let me know. So the easiest way to get into this one is to go into downward facing dog and then walking back. So coming into downward dog, you're going to take one leg, cross it over the other, and then gradually with your hands walk yourself back so that, again, one foot, one leg is crossed over the other, and you just stay here. Let your head hang, and you can bend your knees as much as you need to because the hamstrings are going to feel really, really intense here. So from the side, I'll show you. So here you are, downward facing dog. So pushing your hips up, pushing your butt up, and then take one leg, cross over, and then walk, 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 and you're just hanging down in a forward fold. So you have that one leg over, you'll see both of your feet pointed forward, and then you can even grab your ankles if you want, touch the floor, anything that feels good here. And again, bending the knees if you need to, because this is very, very intense. So you're going to feel it in that hamstring and the side of your leg. So actually, from there I shouldn't have moved because the next thing is just a standing forward bend. So from the side, if you were doing that stretch where you have that leg crossed over, just uncross it and keep your feet pointed forward, hip distance apart. And for this, you can either hang down like that, grab the back of your legs, and you can pull yourself forward, all dependent on your flexibility. Bend the knees as much as you need to. And another really nice thing that I like here is crossing your arms. So putting your arms like that, crossing them, and just letting yourself hang down. And the weight of your upper body is really going to pull open the back of those legs. So from the front, just hanging down. And then this is also going to decompress your spine, and you can shake out your head, your neck. Feels really, really good here. Hold it, breathe. And the more you breathe, you're going to feel your upper body come a little bit closer to your legs. So just breathe, release, all that good stuff. And that is a very, very simple stretch. You could even do it if you were working at a desk. Just stand up, do a forward bend, you're all good, you know. And basically it's taking the blood flow from the way that we are now to a different direction, which really, really helps. So next one, and I'm kind of in it right now, it's the yoga squat, or as they call a full squat. So if you were standing, a good way to get into it is standing just like this, and what you'll do is put your fingertips on the floor, walk your feet out just about a little bit outside shoulder distance, and then bring your butt down, keep your heels on the floor, and then put your elbows inside your knees, and then you can push your elbows open. So usually in yoga, you'll see like a little prayer hands, and with your elbows, you're going to push your knees open. So this is a groin stretch and another hip stretch. This one is extremely intense. It's also really, really good for women, especially in pregnancy. So I'll be doing a lot of these because I am pregnant right now. I'm still in my first trimester. So these are really, really good. But again, it's not just for women. It's really good for men too, because it really, really helps open your hips. And everybody, like I said, everybody's got tight hips. Even me, I work out all the time. I do yoga, I stretch, whatever. My hips are still screaming. So really, really good to try to keep that chest up and breathe. So from the side, looks something like this. So again, my feet are hip width. I'm going to walk them out a little bit and then bring your butt down, all the way down, elbows inside the knees, push the knees open, keep that chest up, and really, really breathe, because this one gets really intense very quickly. Okay, so from here, what do we got? What am I reading? Cat-cow. So I'll stay here to the side so you can see this. So the cat-cow stretch. You are on all fours to begin with. Knees are at hip width, hands at hip width. And another thing, and I tell my clients this all the time, either on, hands and knees or when you're in plank, a good thing to do to help your wrists out, because a lot of people will get wrist pain, especially from any kind of planks, is really spreading your fingers wide open. I don't know if you can see. There we go. Better lighting. So spreading your fingers wide open, really planting your hands down, like just gluing them to the ground. It's really going to help when your fingers are spread, more so when they're just like this, if you're doing planks or anything that involves, again, your hands. So again, spreading your hands open, fingers are pointed straight forward. And here, all you're going to do is arch your back and round your back. So arch your back, look up, breathe in, and round your back, and exhale. So this one is, you really want to follow your breath as you do this. So inhale, looking up, exhale, rounding, looking down. And when you round, really push your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling, and you're really going to feel an opening in the back. This really helps mobilize your spine as well. And it's very, very, very good to do. Super simple. Doesn't take a long time. And it is absolutely awesome. So that's a really good mobility technique for the spine. And a lot of people, your spine can get messed up from really anything nowadays. Sitting at a desk, even weightlifting, if you do a lot of back-loaded stuff, our spines can get a little compressed. So really good to do stuff that help lengthen the spine and kind of shake out all those kinks, right? Okay, so cat-cow stretch. This next one is going to get into the shoulders. another great one for your spine as well. So this one, I don't really know what it's called, but they kind of call it like thread the needle arms. So you'll be on all fours, and I'll face front, and then I'll show you to the side. So this one, you're going to be on all fours, and then you're just going to take one hand, face the palm up, and then thread it through the other arm. Let your shoulder drop, back of the shoulder drop, and also your ear to the ground. So you could be here and then plant that other hand because it's going to give you some leverage. So you could be right here, or you can even put the back of your head on the ground instead of your ear if you're a little bit more flexible. And oh my gosh, I'm all tight there. So really breathe, and then again, switch sides, and from the side, on all fours, take one hand, thread it through, ear to the floor. This other hand is just here. Switch sides. Remember to do both sides. And it really pulls your shoulder blades apart. So that is for those shoulders and your spine. Another good twist. Really good to do spinal twists. So if you do yoga, you'll know that spinal twists are awesome. They're all about that in yoga. All right, so after that, we're going to get back into the hips again with the frog stretch. So I will show you from the front and show you from the side. So from the front, what you'll do is you really want to take your knees wide here. So start on your hands and knees. Take your knees out, like as wide as you can possibly do so. So it's going to look a little funny, but seriously, this is an amazing stretch. So take your feet, flex them, and you want your shin bones to be pretty parallel to each other. And then you're going to push your butt back slightly and lower down onto your forearms. So for me, I need to spread my knees just a little bit more to feel it. And this is again for the hip flexors and the groin. And you got to push your butt back, really flex the feet too. And this one gets very, very intense, but this is an amazing hip stretch. And so from the side, knees wide, flex your feet, make sure your shin bone looks nice and straight on both sides. Push the butt back, lower down. And again, the biggest thing, flexing the feet and pushing your butt back, you're really going to feel it. And to come out of that, you'll put your feet, especially if you're holding this for a long time, you'll put your feet in first, kind of walk yourself up, and then put your knees a little bit closer. Whew. Walk back, knees in close. So baby walk your knees just a little bit in at a time, and that's really going to help you not totally shock your legs. Okay, hero pose. So another one for the lower body, the hero pose is what they call it. So this one is the ultimate for your quads. So for this one, as you see here, my knees are hip width. Maybe put them a little bit wider. It depends, again, on your flexibility. So for this one, you are going to sit your butt between your heels, and you want to put your butt on the ground, and you want to try to keep those knees as forward as possible. This one is very challenging, especially if you're not that flexible. So try to keep those knees forward. Your butt's going to be in between the heels, and then you can stay right here, and you may feel it. You can drop down to your forearms, or if you can go all the way down onto your back. So you can take your arms down and be on your back here. And this is very, very advanced, and it is extremely intense. So only do this if you're comfortable with it, because even just being here on your forearms is hardcore enough. So from the side, I guess I can stop saying from the side. I should just do it. Okay, so knees out, butt between the heels, walk it all the way back. And here I am on my forearms, feeling the stretch, or all the way down on the ground. So, and mostly your upper back will be on the ground, so don't expect your back to be flat. And carefully come out of this, so putting your hands between your legs and kind of pushing them and grabbing them together is good. Okay. Double pigeon. So now you see pigeon, now you'll see double pigeon. So this one is a really cool one. I think I also heard this called firewood pose, but I've heard double pigeon for the most part, so we're going to call it that. So start just on your butt, sitting. You'll take one leg. It's going to be, again, parallel to you, so nice and straight. And then what you're going to do is the alignment is going to be knee to ankle, ankle to knee. So what that means is one leg is flat on the floor, foot is flexed. Take your other one, and then you're going to put your ankle above your other knee. And so if you are super tight, your knee will be way up in space. That is totally fine. And you might even feel a lot right here. Or you can kind of walk yourself forward and even push your knee down with your hand. But I wouldn't push a lot. Just give like a little bit, just like a little bit of a nudge. And you'll just sit right here. And you can either stay here or you can even reach forward. That's a little bit more advanced, and it's going to get intense very quickly. So this one is, again, amazing for the back of the hip and the hip flexor on the bottom leg. So one leg down, one leg on top, and then and then push that knee down or just stay right here. It's all good. And then always remember to even it out, do both sides, and then always remember one side is different from the other. It's all good. Everybody's like that. Unfortunately, even though we have two sides, they're not always even in strength and flexibility. And we work to even it out, of course, but it's probably never going to be 100% even. So don't even worry about it. So again, my knee is way up in the air. It's all good. I'm still feeling this stretch. And again, you can always walk forward if you want to. And I see a puppy. Okay. So, double pigeon, and then we have a neck stretch. So now we're going to get into more of just your neck and even your upper back a little bit. So these are really good for office workers again. So you'll just sit here, cross-legged, roll the shoulders back, give them a good shake out. And then this is all about the side of the neck. This gets into the neck a little bit deeper, other than just going back and forth, whatever. You're going to take one hand, place it on your ear, and then you're going to let your head drop to your one side. And you can stay right here if you feel it a lot, or you can bring your hand out. And then you kind of get more of that lengthening going on because both directions are being pulled. And so here, there's different angles you can work with. So if you drop your head and your chin towards your chest, you're going to feel it more in like a different angle of your neck. Really, really awesome. And a lot of people don't think about it. So kind of dropping down and kind of exploring the different angle. And you can even bring it up a little bit and back. So almost doing like a semicircle with your neck, but being really, really careful and moving really slowly. So do that on both sides. And even without the weight of your hand on your head, you can do neck rolls. So all that entails is rolling your head around. And I don't mean by like super, super fast. I don't mean like head banging over here or whatever. All it is just drop your chin down, go to one side, and just slowly bring your head around in a circle. And you are working through all areas of the neck. And very important here to not hunch over and be like all hunched over. Keep your spine nice and straight so that way we're just isolating our neck. And the very, very last one, my absolute favorite, I recommend this to everybody. I don't know why nobody knows, well, not nobody, but so many people don't know about this stretch. But this is especially helpful if you are having a tough time in that pigeon pose that I showed you in the very beginning. So this is called the figure 4 stretch. So I think reverse, well, we'll do to the side first, and then I'll kind of show you, I'll reverse myself here. So this you can even do this in bed before you go to sleep. I tell people like you could literally lay in bed, do this stretch. So, but of course being on the ground, you're going to feel more of the resistance happening. So you'll have your feet just on the ground, take one leg, cross it over, so the ankle over the knee, and your hand can either push your knee away, or you can take both your hands, thread it through your legs, and then pull your top leg back. And so this way your legs look like you're making the number 4. Flex your top foot, flex both feet. Both feet are flexed. And really, so this one you're going to use your elbow as leverage to push the knee away. And breathe here. So I will flip around and kind of show you from this perspective. So you take one leg, cross it over, and then again, either push your knee out with your hand, and a very important thing is you want the entire back staying on the ground or on your bed, wherever you are, you want your back flush to the floor. So either push your knee away, or grab through, and then pull your knee back in towards you. Flex both feet and really feel the back of the hip. This is also really, really good if you have sciatica. So if you have sciatica nerve issues in your back, this really helps as well. Another way, if you don't want to lay down, you can do the exact same thing sitting up. So both feet are planted. Take one leg over the other, so your ankle is over that knee, and then you can walk yourself forward, and then obviously walk yourself back for less intensity. Same exact stretch. So there you have it. That's all my favorite stretches that I love to recommend to everybody. Again, flexibility training is extremely important for us to keep doing, so that we can continue to do all the things we love to do. So whether it be weightlifting, sports, CrossFit, anything, running, really anything physical, very, very important, and also to just keep ourselves healthy. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. more videos will be coming up soon from me. And if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe, because I will continue to update with some more stretches, some more workouts. I'll be going into the gym and hopefully having my husband film some workouts with me. And they'll be really, really good. So, and also leave a comment if you want to, and you let me know what's your favorite stretch. If it wasn't included here, maybe next time I do a stretching video, I can include it there. So thank you for watching, and see you soon.